What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to one of the happiest, that it is the happiest episode of the Waterboy podcast I have ever
For one
recorded.
side of us, yeah. I thought you were gonna
Okay,
say the happiest in general.
it
For
is
one
it is my
side,
it is my happiest podcast I have ever recorded on this show. Order has been restored in the world. All is right. The Sith have been slain, and they are put to rest. They are currently in hiding. Sith rule of two. Sidious still out there. You know, he's still alive.
he's lurking.
But um, the second Sith, because we just slayed one, Dooku. No, we just slayed Maul. Okay, Dooku's there waiting. All right, he hasn't made his name yet. Okay, but he's right there waiting.
Is
But
Dooku Underwood? Like, I don't know in this situation.
yes, and by nature that means he will be decapitated at the end of his Michigan time. I did not mean to go down that route, but order has been restored. The Sith have been vanquished. And Everett, I'm not lying when I say every single aspect of my life has improved. I have a pep in my step in everything I do. Everything is better. Chargers Raiders. Justin Herbert fractures a bone in the back of his non-throwing hand. He misses a couple plays. Trey Lance came into the football game, and guess what? Everett, do you think I gave a shit? 1 second about all of it?
No.
Because I was like, if anything, it might be good if Herbert's out. Like, we're not doing anything in the playoff with these tackles. It might be best if we just finish the year 7-10 and got a pretty solid draft pick. I was literally thinking of that, but then we won, and I was like, wait, never mind. Clean rivalry weekend sweep for me. Ohio State over Michigan, USC over UCLA, and Chargers over Raiders. Clean rivalry weekend sweep. I cannot remember the last time this has happened. This might have been the first time in my life it's all happened. The key is the Chargers over Raiders. It was tough back in the day when
That's what you've been waiting for.
when Ohio State and USC. Well, at that time I wasn't exactly as big SC, but a clean rivalry sweep. Oh, and Everett, in the most maybe followed non-direct football related storyline in college football in recent memory, other than the Michigan cheating scandal, is Lane Kiffin is the head coach of the LSU Tigers. That also happened. That was a whole fiasco over the last 2 months,
3 weeks,
month and a half, 6 weeks,
in comparison, Grant,
since
you
BK
had your
got
weekend.
fired.
You had your weekend. My weekend. I mean, we beat Charlotte. Great. Starting to host a conference championship. Great. And then my weekend proceeded to fall right off the tracks. My head coach leaves for an SEC program. I respect it. I understand. You get it. Then I watched the entire Vikings game, 0-26, 4 interceptions, a pick six, disaster class.
Just real quick. That pick six was just so cartoonish that it's like,
play.
Thank you. That was the best way to put it. That was
like I had that. I've had the 9 memes for like the whole week that every team has been doing when their quarterback has played bad. I've had that the whole week.
I was going to ask, what is your thoughts that's now the meme if the quarterback plays bad
on top
for anyone?
All of that, the one thing that I did have going for me in Minnesota sports was the Wild playing well. They have been on
Don't tell me Kaprizov is.
No, they didn't get hurt or anything.
Okay.
But they lost.
I thought you were about to hit
the streak came to an
end. I thought you were about to hit me with a bad thing, a really
no.
Thing.
Actually, overall, very good. We have the Wall of St. Paul this year.
Is that the goalie?
It's a goalie. It's a goalie. The Wall of St. Paul.
Okay, one thing I'm not as. I mean, you are the the puckhead on this show, massive puck guy over here. If you guys aren't sure, he's probably the most knowledgeable hockey guy on earth. I'd say him and Paul Bizinet. But as a resident puckhead over here, could the Minnesota Wild do early projection? could the Minnesota Wild like be the best playoff team? Could they outdo the T-Wolves in the playoffs this year?
For Minnesota, well, that's asking a lot.
I mean, you're the number one puckhead on earth.
The Wild haven't made it out of the first round of the playoffs.
I just got a hand sign on Zoom. Maybe they were suggesting an emoji pop up if I keep the hand up. Keep going. Sorry.
The Wild haven't made it out of the first round in like 27 years.
But could this be the year? Just say it right now, yes or no.
Yeah, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, it could be.
Confirmed.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Into college football.
College football. Ohio State, Michigan, Everett. This is the first time on this show Ohio State has beaten Michigan. We're on episode 353. I know we don't
almost
record every
year.
day, but it's you nearly have a full year's worth of content from us, and it is just now that Ohio State beat Michigan. But it's my dad was saying this because he went through a lot of turmoil in his life. John Cooper, look it up, kids, or don't. If you're an Ohio State fan, don't. But he was saying you could really appreciate it, and moving forward, regardless the circumstances, Ohio State could be on a 8-9 game winning streak like they were earlier before this Michigan run. And on that 9th or 10th potential win, I will still be just as satisfied after being Michigan. What I went through the past 4 years, Everett.
I personally, I would feel like in your shoes, it would make,
because my whole life we beat them. My entire
rivalry
life.
And the game
for the rest of my life.
But it would make all that feel even more important and have even more value because you know how it feels to lose now.
Yeah.
And you know how shitty that feels.
And not just lose. 4 years of misery. Well, 6 years. Well, I mean, it wasn't 6 years of misery because the 2020 skipped year. We were on like a 9-game winning streak. So it's not like that year I was in pain, you know? So it's been like 4 years of misery. 2021 was it has been nearly 1,300 days of torture. And I've made it out the other side. 17-6 lifetime record. There was a time I was 16-2. I thought I was going to be over 90% for my life. That's what obviously that's not. That it's going to be an uphill battle.
It's still possible.
Hey, it's not over until the fat lady sings, okay? It's an uphill battle to get to 90. We are currently under 60. I'm 17-6. So we're gonna need to
work on it a little bit.
Yeah. So we're not hitting a 90% lifetime record. One more win, and we're back to a 2/3 lifetime record. If I went to 16-7 and lost that, oh my God, we're looking at really bad. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I'm about to be 75% if I win another. Sorry, math ain't mathing there. But. Some quick shout outs. Bo Jackson. I love how the public, now I, for good reason, not watching Ohio State all year, but the amount of jokes I've seen where it's like, this is bullshit, like neutral, casual college football fans being like, this is not fair. They have Bo Jackson come out of retirement, use last year of eligibility and suit up for Ohio State. What? This isn't fair. But Bo Jackson, oh my God, throughout the year, he has just improved every week, and he is he's not like the best running back in college football, but for this Ohio State team he just provides that extra little punch.
Can I just say though that there's obviously, we talked about in the NFL, go draft guys that produce in college, they're probably going to do well. If you're a college recruiter, if a dude's name directly after a player who is potentially the GOAT at the position that dude plays, I feel like that guy's probably going to be pretty good.
If that guy is a top recruit, which Bo Jackson was, I feel like by that time in their life, they've kind of gotten over every single football coach their entire life comparing them to whatever said athlete their name is the same. So, like I was watching interviews of Bo Jackson and every clip of him, like when he just got to Ohio State. I think 98% of questions were, so your name's have you ever watched Bo Jackson play football? He's like, yes, I've watched him. Like he's,
I bet you his
dad
probably was sitting there like he's in the womb and they're playing the Bo Jackson.
Yeah, and the worst part is Bo Jackson's a nickname. His real name is Lamar Jackson, so it doesn't get any better. It does not.
I forgot that you said that.
Yeah, but yeah, Bo Jackson. Wow, holy shit, he's a true freshman. Which I'll be honest, it's not. I don't expect him to like significantly improve every single year. I kind of feel like we're seeing the dog right now. But wow, I'm excited that he's a Buckeye for 2 more years. Also, Julian Sand, holy shit, throws that interception first drive. I'll be honest, my balls dropped 4 times in the first 8 minutes of game time in the football ever. Every bad thought I've thought for the last 4 years, I did think in those moments, like specifically when Julian threw the interception. But after that, just didn't flinch. Look calm, cool. As that one messy commentator once said, you could drop a tarantula in his pants and he'd still be cool. So Julian Sand just poised, hitting the deep shots when he had to, but settling in on the road in Ann Arbor, knowing that they've lost 4 straight. How rocking the big house was in that moment, and then just stood there and took it. Carnell Tate, I love you. Jeremiah, also, I adore you. And both those guys playing hurt, banged up. Carnell Tate didn't look banged up at all in that game. Jeremiah on the one touchdown where he semi-bobbled it. I think it was a touchdown. I'm extremely biased, so who cares what I think? But Jeremiah, when I rewatched that route, that dude is not 100%. But I still love you, Carnell Tate. I love you. Probably gonna be in my dynasty.
Okay, all right. Let's
quick two more shout outs. The entire defense. Oh my god. Holy shit. They're crazy. They're nuts. Talking all that shit. I love it. Keep it up. And I am just so proud that this team closed out the game playing Michigan bully ball, like a 12-minute drive to just ice the game, running it down Michigan's throat. I think it was a 20-play drive. It's the most plays in an Ohio State drive this century. 18 runs, 2 passes, just running it. And they couldn't do anything about it. But also, I'm so happy, Everett, that I am playing a football game next weekend. It has been, I think, 5 years since Ohio State's played in the Big Ten championship game. So I've like kind of tuned out conference championship weekend for half a decade, but now I'm back. It's conference championship Grant. It's conference championship Everett, both of us. Conference championship games, Everett. Let's start off in chronological order. The very first game, North Texas at number 24 ranked Tulane, Everett.
So first thing in both, I mean, like the talking point on the whole broadcast is going to be how Sumrall's going to Florida, and I think
where is the North Texas coach going?
He's replacing Mike Gundy.
Oh, OK State.
But that's going to be the talking point of the whole game. Obviously, Mestamaker is one of the most elite quarterbacks in college football this season. And that's going to be another storyline. He was a 0-star recruit who's a backup in high school. He came in and took over that offense. They have an extremely high scoring offense. It's one of the top offenses in college football right now. The other side of the ball with Tulane. Tulane's offense is ranked like 39th in college football right now. Defense is very high. Here's the general thing, though. Optically, John Sumrall was at Florida today. We're recording this on Monday, December 1st. He was at practice and then he went to Florida, did all the stuff for Florida. Same thing, UNT, I don't think their coach has been over there, but both staffs, both coaches need to develop their staff. They have 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Optically, though, John Sumrall, this is essentially Florida coach versus OK State coach, Oklahoma State coach. If you're the Florida coach, you can't lose that game. The Florida fans might try to get you fired immediately. So
yeah. I like Tulane in this game, especially with the deep insight that
we also might be playing in the rain, and if this becomes a rain game,
ooh,
Grant,
I feel like that really favors you. Extremely.
That's called the run game, and there's, I mean,
you apply a little Ohio State bully ball.
Hey, don't get me wrong. UNT's running back has 1,200 yards and 23 TDs. Like, they can run the ball too, but they are much more of a prolific passing offense compared to.
And I would imagine that pass game helps set up their run. So I would, yes. I would
100%
that as well.
But it's really going to be Tulane's defense versus North Texas's offense, and UNT minus 2.5. I get it. I know that they are, they've been steamrolling teams this whole year, but Tulane has played, Power 4 teams and have played some better teams overall than North Texas has. So, yeah, I mean that's about all the points I would say that there are to have with that game.
All right, yeah, no, I like that, and once again, I love that it's at Tulane. So that's a big factor for me. Underdog spot, I think it's disrespectful, but okay. Next game. Wow, we are very lucky. It is the most talented football game you could have, and we ended up getting it twice this year. Georgia versus Alabama. Now, the committee claims they will not drop teams for conference championship game losses, which now, of course, Georgia can absolutely wall up Alabama, and it's a different story. But assuming Bama is technically auto in because they were the number 10 team last week, they won, so they're not going to drop. Assuming they're auto in, should they rest starters? Because if you rest starters and lose, it's baked into the committee. First, they won't drop you, and second, even if you wanted to drop them, it's the backups playing, and they already beat them earlier in the year.
I don't know if you're going to go in there and you're going to just rest your starters, because I think if Alabama goes into that game and they rest their starters, then Georgia's going to be like, fuck this. I'm not going to go out here and play my starters. So then Georgia rests their starters, and then it's just backups versus backups.
Yeah, no, which is not now the thing is, Georgia, they're a top 4 team, so they claim if they lose, they still get a bye. But if Bama were to win,
that's not how it works. That's not how it works. I think is it not still conference champions, or did they change it?
No, they're
no conference champions.
It's just the top rank. Like, conference champs don't get first round buys,
but they just get into the playoffs.
Yes, but on the flip side, if Bama were to beat Georgia, I think Bama would be the number 4 seed, have a bye, and well, actually, no, Bama and Georgia would have buys. I think.
My head hurts.
I don't know who the number 3 ranked team is. Oh, A&M, who lost. Oh, yeah. Georgia's going to be the number 3 ranked team.
Yeah, I guess
because A&M just lost. I forgot.
Not in the championship game either, so.
Yeah, so A&M isn't a lock buy, but if Bama wins, I think it's Georgia, Bama, Ohio State, Indiana get the buys. Now Indiana's going to be the number 2 team still, so they claim they're not dropping. I think the SEC champ will be the number 2 seed, but I think Indiana will be 3 if they lose.
Let me just ask you this question:
and get a buy,
if Indiana wins the game, Ohio State's 1 right now, Indiana's 2.
I think
they just flip flop and that's it.
Maybe I'm wrong, but what I think it'll be is the Big Ten champ will be 1, SEC champ 2. Assuming Georgia wins, if Bama wins, I don't know if they'd move up to 2. But assuming Georgia wins, then it's Big Ten champ, SEC champ, then the loser of Ohio State, Indiana. And
my only thing is just that, like,
I don't know
Indiana
who the 4th
and Ohio State technically are both 12-0, so the only way one of them has a loss is just because they ran into each other.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
which is like why I would not be surprised if they just flip flopped 1 and 2 and kept them both 1 and 2 either way.
I could just see them giving the SEC assuming it's Georgia, because it'll be 12-1.
Yeah.
They'll all be 12.
Yeah, no, I get that they would be both 12-1, and one team would have won the conference championship.
But if it's Bama 11-2, then I don't think they would jump the loser of Ohio State, Indiana. But anyway, assuming both starters play and everything, and it looks all good, I think Georgia's going to win.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would agree with that.
I think Jam Miller's still a little banged up. I think got carted out of the Iron Bowl. Let me quickly do a quick little Water Boy search.
Also with the Iron Bowl too, Auburn also almost won that game. It's the Iron Bowl.
It's Iron
Bowl. Things happen, and it was in Auburn, but that's not a great feeling. For if you're that team coming into the next week in the conference championship and your rival just almost beat you. Same thing happened to Georgia last year when Georgia Tech almost beat them too. So, and it wasn't.
Yeah, it's rivalry. It's rivalry week, so I'm not gonna hold it against anyone. But I think Georgia's gonna get it done, and I just think they're not gonna drop Bama though. I think Bama's in. And then Ohio State, Indiana in Indianapolis. I'm pretty sure it's the first time Indiana. Well, yeah, the Big Ten championship game is only 14, 15 years old. So this is the first time the Indiana Hoosiers will be representing part of the Big Ten championship game in Indianapolis. So maybe they get a little boost for the Indy vibes.
Their students definitely will be able to show up easier than Ohio State students will be. So
my question is how many? I don't know. I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of Ohio State there because it's.
Oh no, I am sure.
And it's all they're both red, so we won't really be able to tell
just
who's
from
who.
A logistical standpoint for the students. Obviously, there's student tickets allotted either way.
Of course,
but there's still going to be people.
I wasn't talking student Ohio State fans. Not student Ohio State.
I'm talking students.
Yeah,
I'm talking students.
Now, I have no idea how expensive that game's going to be. It might be really expensive. It's 1-2. I have no idea. But it should be exhilarating. Ohio State, 5.5-point favorite. I'm obviously going to take Ohio State.
I have 4.5 here.
Oh!
I have 4.5.
I love 4.5. I absolutely adore 4.5. My one thing is Indiana, their run game, it's very hit or miss, and I'm going to just imagine against Ohio State, it's going to get absolutely shut down. Absolutely shut down.
I do just love, by the way,
Mendoza could still make some God plays, but yeah.
Every single one of these games, besides the Tulane game, is played at a neutral site, and then there's just the American Championships just at.
No, I love that. I love that is another college football Saturday.
But honestly, the most interesting championship game, just because of wrinkles that it creates this whole weekend, is the the ACC's.
If Duke wins, they're not going to get in.
No, they're not going to get in, but it creates this question of who gets in. Should it be JMU? Is it going to be Miami in an at-large spot? Is it going to be another SEC team?
Oh, I think
you have Texas, or you have Vanderbilt?
Miami would get in. Because I don't think the committee is willing yet to not even let one team in from each Power 4 conference. I don't think they're there yet. If they don't let Miami win, Duke wins, I'm all here for it. But I'll be honest, as an elitist,
for JMU, if Duke wins,
I'm saying if Duke wins and then Tulane and JMU get in and no one in the ACC is in, there's going to be a mutiny on our hands.
I fully agree, but that's why.
And I kind of want it.
Technically speaking, JMU, they would be a conference champion. I get that whole point. They would have the record, but at the same time,
don't think they're there
I don't
yet.
know if they'd get in over a Miami or an SEC school at that point. If they did do that,
well, I think Miami would be that.
You're gonna immediately be like, all right, expand the playoffs. We can't fucking do. We can't have this shit happen.
Yeah, it'll be that because right now nothing's set in stone, so they could just change it every single year. But as an elitist homer, I kind of really want Duke to win. Miami gets it, and it's just all really big brands, and Tulane
Is
counts as the G5 rep, and it's just the biggest possible brands you could have got. And I
yeah.
kind of want
Is
it bad.
is Ole Miss going to be in the playoffs now though? Because here's
I
the
don't know.
wrinkle.
Yeah,
Here's the
no, no.
wrinkle.
It's in the committee
It's
that
coach.
if a coach or players get if players get injured or a coach leaves slash coaches, then they will view you differently. Now the thing is, in the Jordan Travis situation with Florida State, the committee watched maybe a game and a half or 2.5 games of Florida State without Jordan Travis, and they clearly were not the same team. In this scenario, the committee will not see any Ole Miss football games with Pete
Which
Golding
makes it
as head
way
coach.
harder.
So you really, it's a pure prediction from the committee now. So we'll see what they predict.
I mean, they did lose the
shocked.
majority of that offensive staff. So.
I know, and I wouldn't be shocked if they dropped them. But like 11-1, I kind of expect them to leave him in.
But I mean, here's the thing. Let's play the hypothetical game. If they keep him in,
if it's multiple 10-2s, then okay.
If they keep him in, they probably won't be in the same spot. I would bet that they drop them like a spot or two. But if they kick them out, if they drop them out of the playoffs, Grant, I mean, let's just talk teams here that could take that spot, right?
I think Texas or it could be whatever, Miami. But I think we'll save the playoff talk for next week. We got to get to the NFL. Just little but no, yeah. I think though we're looking at Texas is right there, like next in, behind the 10-2s. And we'll see if they now what's their face? Miami's right ahead, but
yeah. To be fair though, overall records, Vanderbilt, Oklahoma both have better records than Texas.
But Texas beat Vandy.
I know. So they but Oklahoma.
No, I'm with you. Like Vandy should like be getting some more, credit. Unfortunately, they're Vandy. I hate to say it, and it's not how it should work, but Sark's doing a great job right now being like, if we just didn't play Ohio State and we played the Citadel, we'd be 10-2 and we'd be like the number 6 ranked team. And I don't agree with it, but I know there's at least 2 people in the committee who are like, shit, he has a good point. I know there are. So we laugh because we know it's what are you talking about?
And they just beat A&M.
I know Texas some people in the committee. Too. They have a really good way. And I hate to say it, committee has shown this in the past. They did this the last 4-team playoff when Bama got over Florida State. Like they are technically picking the best, not deserving, technically, when it comes to just those last couple spots, especially in a 12-team. So, and I think also Ohio State going around at the 8 seed last year and Notre Dame, like a kind of lower seed, they're like, oh, give the teams who we think are better just a shot because they could potentially actually pull.
They could do something.
Which sucks. It shouldn't be like that, but I think that's how they lean.
On to the NFL here. This past week, I went 9-7.
Really?
I think you went better than I did.
I went 11-5, but so my start was so bad that I thought
the midday stretch for me, Grant, that Falcons, Bucks, Panthers, Seahawks section, like late midday slate into the midday slate. Not great for me. Just 4 straight L's there.
I don't know. I don't know if I lost an afternoon. I think just Falcons.
Well, yeah, I had to take the Vikings. So.
Oh, and Rams, of course. Never mind.
But I will do we will do a little recap as we talk about the games for this week. But just for the games for this week, Grant, Thursday, we have Cowboys at Lions, and then Sunday, noon slate, we have Commanders at Vikings, Seahawks at Falcons, Bengals at Bills, Titans at Browns, Dolphins at Jets, Saints at Bucks, Colts at Jags. That's a big one. Steelers at Ravens. Afternoon slate, mid-afternoon slate. We have Broncos at Raiders. Bears at Packers. Another big one. Rams at Cardinals. And then Sunday night, we have Texans at Chiefs. Monday night football, Grant. We got 2 8-4 juggernauts going at it together. The Eagles at
the
Chargers.
2 worst looking 8-4 teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
I don't know how many 8-4 teams there are, so I feel like they're certainly the worst looking.
Grant, here are my picks for the week. It's a lost season for me, so we're going for
what's your overall season record? Do you have that?
The total season record?
Yeah.
I am 116-80.
Okay, I'm at 130-64.
Yeah, we're going for pride. We're going for pride.
I'm at 67%.
You can make it.
I'm running off a couple solid weeks here, and as playoffs kind of get clinched, we can have some really easy picks to help.
Here's the thing. This is usual for me. I fall off towards the end of the season, and you typically do better towards the end of the season. But counter to what normally happens, you started off the season very hot. And I think that's giving you the little extra boost because now you're in the little lull that you get into anyways of doing well.
I've coming off 10-5, 11-3, and 11-5 weeks. So
I'm on 9-7, 8-6, 8-7, 7-7, and 10-4. Last 10-4 weeks, week 9.
Okay, I'm kind of loving this card this week.
Okay.
Absolutely love it.
Grant, these are my picks.
Okay.
Cowboys, Vikings, Seahawks, Bills, Browns, Dolphins, Bucks, Colts, Ravens, Broncos, Packers, Rams, Texans, Eagles.
All right, okay. Lions, Seahawks, Bills, Browns, Vikings. Is there like a audio effect I can make when picking the Vikings? Like, shit.
I don't think you.
I gotta think of like a Johnny. Oh hell no!
You just have.
It'd have to be a sound
effect. You
effect.
just have to go like this, but it have to be a sound effect.
We'll have to get a button like Gibby from.
You just be skull. You can just skull like.
Yeah, we'll workshop it. Dolphins, Bucks, Jags, Ravens, Broncos, Packers, Rams, Chiefs, Chargers.
A couple differences. Not many, but a couple.
I think we got all primetime differences. You're Texans, Eagles, boys. I'm Lions, Chiefs, Chargers.
Yeah. So here's my thought process with the Lions. This past week, not an excellent performance.
I told you, when they play good defenses, it looks a little sus.
And the Cowboys are kind of on a nice, little come up after that game. They're on a nice little run here, Grant.
I actually think they got a frisky defense. I think they're comfortably in the 14th to 18th range best defenses.
They're on a sneaky little run right now. They're kind of getting hot. They got a win versus the Raiders, not super impressive, but win versus the Raiders, then versus the Eagles. Then
are they in a 4?
3 game, which I still don't understand the Cowboys fully because they lost to the Cardinals before all of that, but they're on a nice little 3-game stretch here and kind of getting hot down the line for a playoff potential push. This is big because
taking a gander at the standings.
The Lions are also in the wild card hunt, Brant. This is a 1-game difference between them. Currently, the Cowboys have 6 wins, Lions have 7.
Oh my God, the Niners are 9-4.
I know Jahmyr Gibbs has looked good, but I can't. When the Cowboys are hot, Grant, the Cowboys are nice, and the Lions are kind of, they're not beating really any impressive teams to me right now.
Not world beaters. I would say I think Cowboys are a very frisky, solid team. I just think in this game, Lions out talent the boys, and when they are out talenting teams, I like the Lions. When they go up against equal or superior talent, it usually doesn't go great for the Lions. But when they're better than the other team, they usually look pretty good.
I mean, I would say they out talent the Packers minus Micah Parsons, so I don't really know. I get
equal or superior. I just thought it was a defensive thing. Like I went over that earlier. Like when they go up against really good defenses who could clamp it down, and Amon-Ra gets hurt first. Like
no, I mean I know that, but like I've said before though, you look at their wins, Grant. Bears, Ravens, I think when Lamar was out, maybe Lamar was in that game and he got hurt late. Browns, Bengals without Joe Burrow, Bucks minus half their offense, Commanders without Jaden Daniels, and the Giants. Like those aren't necessarily like super like amazing wins against teams, but I digress. Into Texans and Chiefs though. Chiefs obviously lost to the Cowboys last week. They're not looking like the Chiefs that we're familiar with right now. And I don't know if this is one of those things for you that's just like I can't bet against my boogeyman situation.
It's not that they're the boogeyman. It's just like at this point, I kind of think they're just going to be like 500 on the way out. And if that's the case, I'm just going to pick them every week.
But Grant, same ideology here as the Cowboys. The Texans on a win streak right now.
Oh no, I know.
They have 4 in a row. CJ Stroud just came back, and when he came back, the offense kept humming, right? It wasn't like there was a drop-off in targets to Jaden Higgins or to Nico Collins or anything like that. They're still humming. They beat the Colts. This is also a big game in the AFC for playoff implications. Big game for the Texans to potentially come through and win the AFC South right now. They are 1 game behind the Colts and the Jaguars, who will, if the Texans win this week, they'll still be 1 game behind whoever or tied with whichever team that loses that week or this next week. So big game, obviously big for the Chiefs to stay in it. But like you said, it's been a weird year for them. I know they're 5-1 at home, but it's been a weird year for them.
A very, very strange year. I would say the one thing I like is Kansas City, their defense. They have a chance to succeed and look like a Spags defense, like against really shitty O-lines and Everett. You've informed me about the situation in Houston. Houston, we have a problem up front. And the Chiefs are going to look good in this game.
Their offensive line's been a lot better this year. Especially than we expected. They've kind of not been that bad.
I'll give them that, okay? I'll give them that.
It's been better than the Vikings though, line. I'll tell you that much.
I just think this is an opportunity where the Chiefs Spags can get a little wild with the stunts, and it's not like it's gonna confuse CJ and have him in a blender. It's the O-line.
No, but I will just also say the Chiefs' defense overall, especially that D line, has not been Chris Jones hasn't been the Chris Jones of old.
No, he washed. He's officially washed.
And George Karlaftis, he's not doing a whole lot over there.
No. George Karlaftis is not like elite or anything, but he's gonna have a sack in this game. I've seen it so much. You know what? Things are turning up my way this year, so maybe the Chiefs dynasty also dies this year. And that's the last one I've been able to accept. And
Grant, it's supposed to be 20 degrees outside during that game.
Coldridge.
I might.
Coldridge. Coldridge. Hey, Michigan fans, if you want to smile during this podcast, Coldridge.
Yikes.
CJ doesn't like the cold.
No. I might have made a mistake not looking at that. Okay.
I haven't heaped weather for any game.
Last primetime game. I'm looking at some temperatures right now, Grant. It's spooky for some of these games.
Yeah.
Last primetime game, Grant. Eagles at Chargers. I took the Eagles. You took the Chargers. Obviously, you're obligated to take the Chargers.
All right. This is what I want to make very clear. I'm saying it now so no one can clown me, because I'm telling you right now. Mekhi Becton went from Eagles to Chargers. Mekhi Becton, right guard for the Chargers. Everett, I think Jalen Carter might retire Mekhi Becton this Sunday. I think he might retire him. Jordan Davis could even too if he wants, but
I mean,
specifically Jalen Carter.
I'm picturing the PFF grades on the screen right now when they introduced the Chargers offensive line. Oh boy, it's like an ideal matchup.
Now there's been a couple injured O tackles, so it's like out of like 37, it's like Austin Deculus, 37 of 37. Other side, Trey Pipkins, 35 of 37. Somehow someone is worse than him. Somehow, I don't know.
That's our backup. That's our backup tackle. I guarantee you that's our backup.
And then it gets in the inside, Bradley Bozeman, and they're like 49th out of 36. It's like, what? Like, how is that even possible? It's like, no. He has gone beneath backups who don't even have snaps.
And there's actually college players who are ranked
0. So he goes beneath the guys who are back. So Bradley Bozeman. And he had the worst flop in the history of the Chargers organization a couple of weeks ago. So, I mean, he's just disgusting. The one time he protected Herbert after the late hit, that's like the only reason Herbert
I know Herbert just had surgery on, it's the non-throwing hand, but just had surgery today. Technically should be available.
He's gonna play through it.
But like,
which I don't really love.
This is a game where you're like a quarter in, you're like, all right, Trey, sorry, dude.
I also want to say, as a Charger, now local Charger fan, this is going to be like a 70-30 Eagles crowd.
I mean, when it's massive, when we were at the Vikings game, when it's Carson Wentz playing, it was still.
I'm gonna say, as LA, like there was a ton. It was probably like maybe even 50-50. But Giants, so many Giants fans in LA, Philly, they're everywhere. That disease infection, Philly fans, they're all over the country. And then Niners, that may be an LA specific, but like those three fans, when they're
Raiders
in town, Raiders too, of course, but when those Raiders, I mean, they still have local fans who grew up. So, but those three teams, when they come to LA, they have a 70-30 away field advantage.
Yeah, no.
And that's when SoFi pumps in the crowd noise.
It is bad. And that's why SoFi
Dude, it's bad.
SoFi
it like
is
pisses
Levi
me
South.
off when I'm there.
It's like the 49ers
it's just like accepted in SoFi. It's just accepted to pump in crowd noise, which I don't agree with. I feel like that's just cheating.
No, you should talk to the Alamo Dome and for UTSA about that. They like doing.
Well, I mean, Harbaugh definitely like instituted. I'm not coming to the Chargers unless there's crowd noise and that shit. I know I'm going to be at a fan deficit every home game.
Yeah.
But last game, Colts Jags, which we didn't. We got a little time. I think the Colts story was great, and the wagon wheels are falling off. I think the Jags are frisky. Now, this is something I learned, and I'm now aware, but a big staple of Liam Cohen's offense last year in Tampa was attacking over the middle of the field. A very big part of it. And we saw from the Clips start of the year, Brian Thomas is afraid to run a route over the middle because he doesn't like to be hit. Travis Hunter, they are certainly not throwing pass to him over the middle. He's already out for the season. He'll never see a pass inside the numbers for the rest of his career. Travis Hunter, that's how he gets killed. But they go and get Jakobi Meyers, who I wasn't aware of this exactly, but he's very good over the middle of the field, running digs. I think that they're specifically talking like 13-yard.
That is the one thing that I did notice this past week is Jakobi Meyers
over the middle
targeted Brian Thomas by like 6 targets.
Yeah, and it's because Liam Cohen, his offense is predicated over attacking the middle of the field. That's something T-Law needs to work on, getting a little more comfortable throwing in the middle. But recently, we've seen Parker Washington. He got banged up, but Parker Washington's looked pretty good. Jakobi Meyers is now kind of emerging as that option over the middle. And then don't sleep on Brenton Strange. Oh, my God. What the hell?
All I'm hearing is that Brian Thomas will be traded this offseason.
I kind of think he will. Because, like with Liam Cohen, I didn't know this. He's over the middle of the field. BTJ's outside the number. He's outside the number. So
Brian Thomas to Buffalo. You heard it now.
yikes. Hopefully Joe Brady stays. Joe Brady knows how to feed one wide receiver on the team. He knows how to feed one. And that's all we need as fantasy owners.
But the one thing I'll say, the Colts, fallout right now, like their downturn. I don't necessarily know if I'd say it's like a downturn. It's a lull. But at the same time, like it coincides with Daniel Jones having his fibula fractured. Like that's gonna cause problems.
And the thing, like Danny, like someone was asking me, like, why is he still playing? It's like, dude, Danny needs to play out this season. He might get 9 figures. Okay, he needs to play out.
On a 1-year deal,
but he might get extended. So like he needs
is Anthony Richardson. So.
Exactly. And then you look at the crop of quarterbacks upcoming, and you're like, Daniel Jones is going to get at least $80 million.
Yeah, the Vikings are very highly going to be, looking into Daniel Jones from what I've heard. So.
I don't know a nickname that works. Daniel Jones with Minnesota. We'll have to workshop that once again.
Indiana. But the last game that I kind of wanted to talk about, Grant, and there's some other stuff maybe you want to talk about in general, but Bears.
I may have one little comment, but
Bears Packers.
Oh,
very big game for the NFC North playoff.
Are we both on Packers?
Bears. We're both on Packers. Bears have been considered the most fraudulent 9-3 team. And I think that if you look at their metrics, it's like on par with the Vikings in 2022.
Okay, I was about to say comment and question. Comment.
Yeah.
This might just be an NFC North thing where one NFC North team will be 15-0 in one-score games in the regular season.
But like,
and this
by like the general metrics, like they are one of the worst 9-3 teams of all time. Like they should not be 9-3.
Do they have a negative point differential?
Yes.
Yes. How much?
Let me look. Standings. They are. Oh, sorry. They're now positive. They're +6.
Okay, but they're 12th in points against in fantasy football. They're 12th.
I mean, if we just go off total points against it, like total points against, they are
32nd last.
Let me just look. League points.
Well, this is slightly different because the defense does directly impact the points the other team.
I mean, they're pretty far down here in points against. 1, 2, 3, 5.
But that could be a good thing in this situation.
They are
their defense
24th.
Is good,
So meaning that they have the 8th most points against.
But I mean more so fantasy 12th as in they have a cupcake schedule giving them this 9.
Here's my thing, Grant. Obviously that plus like it would just be, I think, right for them to fall off the wagon right after the video of Ben Johnson taking his shirt off in the locker room and getting all hyped and all that kind of stuff happens.
Oh yeah, no, that would.
That's the NFC North
timeline.
Last year it was Sam Darnold being hoisted in the locker room immediately. Vikings fall off the edge. This would be that version of that. But Grant, here's the other wrinkle in all this. One, it is going to be 15 degrees in Lambeau. Don't know how well Caleb is going to do in that. The other thing,
really don't know.
The other thing, Grant, it's currently Toyotathon. It's currently Toyotathon, and if anybody knows anything about Toyotathon and the Green Bay Packers, they know Jordan Love is about to absolutely expose every team he plays for the entire.
Please tell me this. I feel like you've brought this up before, but I'm forgetting. Give me the numbers. Give me the numbies.
I need to hold
Give me the J Love numbies during
Jordan
Toyotathon.
Love during Toyotathon stats. Okay, just got posted by, also you can read it, CBS Sports just posted something about Toyotathon and Jordan Love.
Nice.
He has only thrown 2 interceptions during Toyotathon games. He has thrown 28 touchdowns during Toyotathon, so 28 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Has an overall passer rating of 110.7 compared to 83.9 during non-Toyotathon games.
during Toyotathon in 2023 and 2024, the Packers were 11-5. In the entire 17 career games he's played during Toyotathon, he has had an 100+ pass rating in 13 of them. They're 12-1 in those games. So
okay, yeah. So the Toyotathon's real. That's what this
like
sounds like.
That's like Kirktober, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, we're both on packs on that one. Yeah, those are kind of all the games. I guess my last little question, do you hate the Packers or the Bears more?
Packers.
Okay.
Bears are just like
little brother, maybe not little brother, but the annoying stepchild.
I've said this before. My scale of just general rivalry is always Packers, Lions, Bears. Even though technically, like, I think the Bears are supposed to be bigger rivals for us than the Lions. But like by pure annoyance scales, that
for you, I don't care what you should be. I want to hear what.
No. See, that's different. The rivalry scale and the annoyance scale, two different things. Rivalry, annoyance fluctuates per year, and that's based on how.
I feel like it's usually been Detroit.
Hold on 1 second. My
little mic switch. Little mic switch over there, over at Everett Incorporated.
My microphone.
Here, we'll wrap it.
Barely tap the plug.
Here, yeah.
But annoyance scale, rivalry scale, two very different things. Annoyance fluctuates per year based on how the fans, react. Last year, the Lions were up on my.
Annoyance is a pure fan base.
Yeah, last year the Lions
coach / quarterback.
The Lions fans were very high on my shit list by the way that they were acting. This year, Bears fans aren't that bad. They're not that bad. But compared to everything, they're probably the highest on the list just because they're in the situation of being 9-3.
Yeah, more so the team, not the fan.
And the Lions aren't really there, so their fans have kind of chilled out a little bit. The Packers are just about how they always are. And honestly, the Packers fans are more pissed off at the Packers right now because they're like, we should be better than what we are.
I'm going to warn you, though. If Michigan starts being shitty, then all those Michigan sports fans are going to be full-time Lions fans. So I
know, but
just getting that out there now, you may have a lot more Detroit Lions Warriors on.
Also, to be fair, a lot of the shit that the Vikings would be getting from the fans of other teams are now coming just from every NFL fan of any team, just dumping on the Vikings and JJ McCarthy. So when the entire league is using your quarterback as the meme for a bad quarterback performance, not a great thing, Grant.
No. But I think with the mic situation, we'll wrap here.
Yeah, we can probably wrap it up here. Yeah. So with that, thank you guys so much for watching, listening, rate us 5 stars. You can find us on Spotify, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and on Instagram at Waterboy. You can follow me and Grant on Twitter at Everett's Takes and at Waterboy Grant. We post new episodes every week on these small podcast platforms. Make sure to subscribe, turn notifications to a single episode. We also post exclusive content on TikTok and on Instagram as well. So make sure to check us out there. So you miss anything else with that. See you guys in the next episode. Waterboy's out.